Hi everybody, we're here for day 9. Today we're going to make our own washi tape. Now you just need masking tape. This is the only one I've got at the moment, but you can use a thicker one as well. I'm taping down a bit of tracing paper and I'm just going to put masking tape strips. Now I am going to be using paints. So you might want to make sure you've got down some plastic or you're on a table that you can wash down. So basically I am just putting all these strips on this tracing paper. You could use any paper. I'm using tracing paper because I kind of like seeing them, you know, I like to see the difference, but without white paper there. The tracing paper, when it gets wet, will still buckle up a bit like paper would. I don't think it really matters. You could use acetate, you could use cardboard. If you don't overwork it with too much wet paper, should be perfectly fine. I just had a bit of this tracing paper out, so I thought I'd use it while it was there. Now I just want to say that you can use anything as a palette. So this is the lid off a whole heap of tubes of paint. I'm just going to use that as a palette because I've, even though usually I'd put paint around here, I've kind of filled up, I've filled it up. So my colourings in the book have been a little bit orangey, bit of that light ferny green, sort of browny, and I use this metallic bronze in one spot. So I'm going to continue with the same colours, same colour scheme. Really was that one, really was a bit thick, that one. They're all Matisse structure. Now the only other thing I'm going to do is put a bit of my distress down the side there, and I need some water. And a couple of paintbrushes. Now you can use any paintbrush, honestly. You can use a sponge, you could even use a doorbell thing if you wanted to. I particularly love these square ones. That's just me, just my personal choice. Now, I just make sure you can see, just getting this to be a little bit watered down. And we're just going to start brushing it on. It's really quite easy. Just in different bits and pieces. Now the idea is to get it a bit haphazard. You don't really want it. I'm finding this a little bit too orange. I want to put in a bit of a paler colour there, break that up a bit. I actually want a bit more green, but I need a bit more orange up here. Definitely some more copper. Just going to try to get a bit of the edges so that they're covered. It's good to be making your own washi. It can save you a lot of money, even though I know in my room reveal I showed my tub of washi, and it really does look like I'm just a little bit obsessed, but I love it. I love it. Just love that washi. Okay, I want some more green. So I'm happy with the palette of that. It's just needing a bit of that rusty greeny effect. Brought back in there. It's not showing too much. This is what I love about the Distress Oxides. I wasn't quite happy with that. I wasn't thinking it was dark enough. Gotta get some green in there. That's better. I like that, getting a bit more of the green palette in there. Now I'm going to put this aside to dry. Clean up. Now I've pre-made some yesterday. These will just peel off, just like that, when you need them. But I also, you could leave them like this. I really love that. I would probably use a lot of that. However, I also thought that once again, we can look at stamping. So I've got a little tiny flower. I'm going to just do a couple of experiments here. So this is the tea dye Distress ink. It may or may not show up. Yep, that's okay. All right, so I'm going to do a few of these. Now, I have no stamps, you might be saying. Well, let me tell you, I have another idea. Remember the bottle top? Well, what about a little screw? So this gets, it's a bit hard on the fingers actually, but it just goes to show you can use anything. In fact, it is hard on the fingers, this one. So here's a little tip that I'm making up right on the spot as I do this. I'm just going to put a little bit of masking tape around it. I love spontaneity. How good is it? I just saw this screw and I went, oh, that'll be good. Oh, I love it. How good. It's so much fun. That's better. Doesn't hurt my fingers so much. Love that. Other than I just found a couple of these really, really tiny little leaves. And as we know, I've been using the leaves always. Or is it a feather? Let's have a look. So there, that's another idea. I'm going to do, I won't do all these on camera, I'm just giving you an idea of what you can do. This little, so I've got these little tiny flower stamps. That's nice too. So really that's it for today's tutorial. Third challenge, however you want to look at it. Make some washi tape. This one dried overnight, so you might make a couple of sheets and then let them dry overnight and then come back and give them a good stamp. Day 10, tomorrow, when yours have dried, you could start to stamp them in the morning or something, if you like, whatever. I mean, you do you, just making a suggestion. Then what tomorrow we'll do is cut out tags, so you will need cardstock and maybe some printed sheets of your collage mixed media background that you made. And, well, any other thing you want to collage with. So we're going to use a bit of the mixed media background sheet, and we're going to use some of the text from the spare pages from the book, and that's what we're doing tomorrow. So I'll leave you with that. I won't overload you with more for the next day. And I hope you had fun making some washi. I did. Always. Go and play, have fun. I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.